Role of the project manager. What is the project manager's role in the project? Let's take a look at what the PMI tell us on page 51 of your favorite book, 6th edition. Hopefully you've got a copy. I would also recommend getting a PDF of the book if you are a member of the Project Management Institute. Page 51 section 3.1 reads as follows: The project manager plays a critical role in the leadership of a project team in order to achieve the project's objectives. This role is clearly visible throughout the project. Many project managers become involved in a project from the initiation through closing. However, in some organizations a project manager may be involved in evaluation and analysis activities prior to project initiation. So, in a nutshell, the project manager should be leading. Leadership is the key to effective project management. I know the profession is called project management, but the word management is different from the word leadership. In the words of Steve Jobs, management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do, while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. This was exemplified in Steve's life, making people do the somewhat impossible. And that's really what the project manager should be thinking about: motivating people, encouraging people, taking them to the next level, not just on the project but even beyond. So that's what this chapter focuses on very heavily. It focuses on the project manager's role as a leader, not just a manager. Management is the maintenance of systems, processes, procedures and operational mechanisms, but leadership is all about the people component. You don't lead systems, you manage systems, but you do lead people. The role of the project manager. The project manager, as I've said, plays a key role in leadership, and the project manager could be involved in feasibility studies and other associated endeavors before the project starts, but beyond that, the project manager could also be involved in benefits realization. When the project is complete, the project manager could be involved in the realization of benefits. Yes, we got the system installed, but are we reaping the benefits? Yes, we updated the standard, but are we reaping the benefits? And ultimately, the project manager should tailor the project manager role to the firm, program or project. So, project managers are not meant to be applying the PMBOK guide in a cookie-cutter way, but we're really meant to be tailoring what we do to the good of the firm, to the specific nature of the firm. Knowledge and awareness. The project manager should have various types of knowledge: project management knowledge, technical knowledge, and an understanding of what leadership is all about. Project managers should also possess knowledge in these areas: technical knowledge, strategic knowledge and business knowledge. This will equip the project manager to successfully complete the project. The project manager as a conductor. We can use this analogy of a conductor in an orchestra to further describe what the project manager's role is on the project. The project manager is a conductor of sorts. There are roles in an orchestra, there are roles on the team. The project manager is like the conductor, responsible for the team, responsible for the tempo, responsible for ensuring people know when to come in and when to back out. The project manager should have knowledge and skills, including technical knowledge, just like the conductor knows a little bit about almost every instrument being played, if not every instrument, and knows a lot about music itself. The project manager should also understand the technicalities of the project. I sometimes hear the odd complaint from some functional managers, IT specialists or engineers. They complain, project managers don't know enough technically. Well, the PMI have introduced the talent triangle, which indicates 3 areas of abilities the project manager should strive towards. Project managers should strive to be aware of their project business areas, if nothing else. As a project manager, get to know your leadership team, CEO, CIO, CTO, VP, directors, managers, and know what makes the business tick, then build upon that. Try to get some technical know-how and technical knowledge that will enable you to lead the project more successfully. Ultimately, the application of all this knowledge is going to get you to your final deliverable, your end goal on the project. Definition of a project manager. A project manager is different from the functional manager and the operations manager. Typically, the functional managers focus on providing management oversight for functional or business units. Operations managers are responsible for ensuring that business operations are efficient. The project manager, on the other hand, is the person assigned by the performing organization to lead the team that is responsible for achieving the project objectives. When the project is done, what happens to the project manager? The project manager leaves. That's the end of the project. Closed. But not so for the functional managers or the operations managers. The project manager's sphere of influence. Project managers play various roles within their sphere of influence. Within the sphere of the project manager should be leading the team to meet objectives. The project manager should be communicating, using great interpersonal and management skills, balancing conflicting and competing goals. According to the PMBOK guide, the top 2% of project managers show superior relationships and communication skills. That means communication skills are essential for great project management. Organizational influence. Within the sphere of the organization, the project manager proactively interacts with other project managers, is aware of the resource demand on other projects and of course on the specific project at hand. The project manager should be aware of funding priorities, deliverables, goal alignment, and the project manager should be a project management advocate upholding the profession at all times. The project manager should demonstrate value of the project management profession, always advancing in effectiveness through increased knowledge and leadership ability. Industry influence. Within the industry, the project manager should be informed on industry trends, technical support tools, economic forces and the business environment beyond the organization. The project manager should continuously seek knowledge, transfer of that knowledge, and integration of that knowledge on the project and within the firm. The project manager should also contribute knowledge and expertise at various levels where possible. The project manager should participate in training and development in project management. For example, a project manager could conduct lunch and learn sessions and interact effectively within the project management professional discipline. Regarding cross-disciplines, the project manager could be involved in the orientation and education of professionals from other disciplines about project management. They could also be involved in educating other individuals on the advantages of project management, and they can be a formal or informal ambassador of sorts. The project manager influences different people at different levels. The project manager interacts with the project team members, gives direction, gives support. Interacts with resource managers on a higher level, with sponsors and governing bodies and steering committees. The project manager needs to align the project to the vision of those key stakeholders. Regarding suppliers, customers and end users, we view these entities as important stakeholders that we should feed the appropriate information to. Project manager's competencies. The project manager should be competent in several areas, and these are exemplified in the PMI talent triangle. The PMI talent triangle has 3 prongs. Technical project management, strategic and business management, leadership. Technical project management. At a high level, these are skills to effectively apply project management knowledge to deliver project deliverables. When the term technical project management is used, it refers to skills to effectively apply project management to deliver the project deliverable. Having the right project management documents and plans available for the smooth and effective running of the project. A. Understanding project success factors. B. Having documentation about the schedule, financial reports, the issue log, and so on. C. Being able to tailor agile and traditional methods. D. Spending time to plan thoroughly and manage various constraints and elements. These and such associated areas is referred to as technical project management. It does not refer to industrial-related technical expertise, such as coding, engineering, development, medical knowledge, etc. Technical project management refers to skills to effectively apply project management knowledge. Strategic and business management. This refers to understanding the organization, business and associated marketplace. Specific knowledge here could include 1. Clear high-level understanding of the organization. A. Strategy. B. Mission. C. Goals. D. Products and services. E. Competitors. F. The marketplace. 2. Working knowledge of key organizational functions and knowing what those functions do for the firm. 3. Developing and applying product and industry experience. 4. Having business knowledge which equates to domain knowledge in whichever area you work in, be it aerospace, IT, engineering, in healthcare, food services, the arts etc. Be the expert, understand the business. 5. Understanding time to market. Should your firm introduce a new product to the market right now? What are the competitors doing in the marketplace? 6. The ability to explain essential business elements. 7. The ability to develop an effective project delivery and strategy and implement it. All of this is referred to as strategic business management. Leadership. Leadership skills can be used to effectively influence the project team. John Maxwell says, "The true measure of leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less." Another favorite quote says, "He that thinketh it and has no one following after him, he is only taking a walk." So, as project managers, we need to gain influence to be great leaders, because leadership is really all about that influence. Leadership skills include 1. Being able to receive a business vision, absorb the vision, and share the vision with team members. 2. Being able to articulate goals and objectives. 3. Being able to dream about the business and translate dreams for others. For example, if a stakeholder has a vision and dreams about a project, deliverable or capability for the organization, as the project manager, one should be able to listen to what that person has to say and effectively render a clear interpretation. In other instances, a group may receive a vision from senior management and the team could be at sea, clueless about the vision's meaning and in disarray. Let's say they don't understand what senior management really wants, but as someone with vision casting skills, you should be able to explain the vision more clearly for them to execute upon it. 4. Effective leaders should be optimistic and positive. Don't be a dark cloud, because that's going to transmit negative energy to other people on your project. Have you ever been on a project or been in a firm and you see someone coming down the corridor or down the hallway and you quickly take a detour because you know they're going to ruin your day with negativity? We don't want to be like that, we need to be optimistic and positive. 5. Effective leaders are collaborative. They are respectful of others, selfless and able to give credit to others to whom it's due. 6. Effective leaders can manage relationships and conflict, and they are lifelong learners and results-oriented. They have the get stuff done mindset. More on leadership. Obviously, without great leadership skills, project falls flat. Other skills and abilities the project manager should possess and practice as a leader include: manage relationships and conflict. Manage relationships. Build trust. Satisfy concerns. Seek consensus. Balance competing and opposing goals. Apply persuasion. Negotiation. Compromise and conflict resolution skills. Developing and nurturing personal and professional networks. Taking a long-term view that relationships are just as important as the project. Continuously developing and applying political acumen. That concludes our review of the PMI registered triangle. Politics, power and getting things done. According to the PMBOK guide, politics and its associated elements are not good or bad, positive or negative alone. The better the project manager understands how the organization works, the more likely he or she will be successful. When we hear the word politics, don't think of negative, think about what the project manager needs to know to get the job done. Now these are power types that the project manager could exert depending on what he or she has done in the firm and depending on what people know about the project manager. Positional power, this is known as formal, authoritative or legitimate power. This is power possessed simply because of one's position or title. Power because one is the project manager. Informational power is because one's control or distribution of information. If you have information that people could use, them knowing you have that information could make you become more influential with them. Referent power, respect or admiration others have for the project manager due to charisma, likability and a magnetic personality. Situational power, power gained due to unique situations such as specific crises, personal or charismatic charm and attraction. Relational power, power possessed as a result of affiliations, networking or connections and alliances. Expert power, power possessed because of one's industry, technical or specialized experience, training, education or certifications. Reward power, the ability to reward or punish. So we've got reward, the ability to give praise. Then we've got punitive or coercive, the ability to invoke discipline or negative consequences. Ingratiation, influence gained by the application of flattery or other common grounds to win favor or cooperation. Pressure-based, limiting people's freedom of choice or movement to gain compliance to desired action. Guilt-based, sending them on a guilt trip. Guilt makes them concede by an imposition of obligation or sense of duty. Persuasive power, the ability to provide arguments that move people towards a desired course of action. Avoiding, refusing to participate. These power types are certainly a possibility on your exam. Know them well. Leadership styles of the project manager. These are leadership styles that the project manager could use. Laissez-faire. This is a hands-off approach typically effective with capable stakeholders that have proven they do not need micromanaging or close management. The philosophy is you can make your decisions, you're capable and you do not need to be babysat. Transactional. This leadership approach promotes compliance by using a transactional approach depending on who the transaction is with on a case-by-case basis. Also known as management by exception. For example, the project manager's leadership transaction with Gil might be different from her transaction with Bob because each has specific wants, influencing variables, reward preferences and leanings. Servant leader. This leader demonstrates commitment to serve and put other people first. Transformational. Empowering followers through behaviors, inspirational, motivational, encouragement, innovation, creativity and individual consideration. Charismatic. The ability to inspire with high energy, enthusiasm, self-confidence and strong convictions. Interactional. A combination of transactional, transformational and charismatic. Management versus leadership. Remember the quote by Steve Jobs. Management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do, while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. In the illustrations ahead, let's explore these differences. There's no good or bad, but there should be a balance. When you think about management, think about systems, processes, procedures and administration. When you think about leadership, think about the relational element, people, personality. These are terms that could be used to describe individual characteristics or traits people possess, including how they think, feel and behave. These terms include authentic, showing genuine concern; courteous, possessing good behavior and etiquette; creative, abstract, innovative, out of the box; cultural, awareness of values, norms and beliefs of others; emotional, being emotionally intelligent and in touch with others' emotions; intellectual, measure of intelligence; managerial, measure of management practice and potential; political, measure of political intelligence and ability to get things happen; service-oriented, evidence of willingness to serve other people; social, ability to understand and manage people; systemic, possessing the drive to understand systems and build systems. These terms could be used by the project manager to describe individual personalities of stakeholders. Performing integration. Integration is the combination, unification and coordination of various processes in project management. Project management is not linear. It doesn't follow a cookie-cutter process or procedure, even though in the studying of project management it follows some system, but, in the application of project management skills, it goes beyond the linear presentation of chapters in the PMBOK guide. Chapter 4 is all about integration. This section sets expectations for what is ahead. The project manager's role is twofold in integration. 1. Work with project sponsor to understand the strategic objectives. 2. Ensure the alignment of the project objectives and results with those of the portfolio program and business areas. In this way, project managers contribute to the execution and the integration of the strategy. When project managers understand the reason behind the project or the why behind the why, they're able to effectively contribute to the execution and the integration of the strategy. Project managers are responsible for aligning the team to have a unidirectional focus on what is essential at the project level, and this is achieved through the integration of processes, knowledge and people. So, when using the term integration, be aware that integration is a critical skill for project managers. Integration takes place at 3 levels: the process level, cognitive level and context level. Performing integration at the process level. At the process level, project management involves applying a set of processes and activities to achieve the project objectives. Some of these processes may take place once while many others overlap and occur several times throughout the project. So, you could have the process develop project charter taking place once, but you can have control schedule or control costs happening several times throughout the project. At the process level, an example of this overlap and multiple dimensions is as follows. A change in a requirement is raised, that is one area, scope. The change may imply a deviation in schedule, that's another area, schedule. Assume one possibility for minimizing the impact of this change is to assign more resources to the project, that is a third area, resources. Therefore, this change we can say is affecting scope, schedule and resources. This change may result in higher costs for the project. A fourth area. So, for want of a requirement change, the schedule was modified, resources increased, cost increased, a higher likelihood of going over budget emerged, and this could lead to stakeholder dissatisfaction, and several associated changes in some instances could even lead to project shutdown. From this illustration we can see that processes integrate at different levels. Performing integration at the cognitive level. This deals with the project manager's perceptions. What is the method for managing a project? The size, how we understand it, the project complexity, how we perceive it, organizational complexity that could dictate our method for managing a project. What are the personal skills and abilities of the project manager that could also dictate how the project manager decides to manage the project? Leadership, technical skills, business and management skills, all these lead to how the project manager decides to manage the project. A project has a small chance of success when the project manager fails to integrate the project processes where they interact. Performing integration at the context level. At the context level focuses on changes to project management over time and the context in which business and projects exist. Changes over the years have been exemplified in new technologies, social networks, multicultural aspects, virtual teams, and of course new values. People are now much culturally aware. Social media's blown up and virtual teams are well in existence. The project manager should ask, how can we best use these elements to achieve success on the project? Regarding integration, thinking about how the different components come together is huge in the world of project management, and that is exactly what the PMI is trying to make you aware of. Integration and complexity. A project may be described as complex and or difficult to manage. What does that mean? This could mean intricate or complicated. Complexity within projects is because of three dimensions of complexity, and this can be defined as system behavior. The interdependencies of components and systems could be seen to be complex. Human behavior, interaction between diverse individuals and groups could be seen to be intricate or complex. Ambiguity, emergence of confusion and people being confused about the project or different pieces of it. This could also stem from a lack of understanding, or it could also be because of an emergence of understanding that leads to greater perceived complexity. Complexity itself is a perception of an individual based on personal experience, observation and skill. Someone's pulling hair out and saying, "Oh, this is complicated," and another person says, "No big deal. This is right down my alley." Rather than being complex, a project is more accurately described as containing complexity. Portfolios, programs and projects may contain elements of complexity. So, when one uses the term complicated project, complex project, this is probably what is being referenced. When integrating a project, the project manager should consider elements inside the project and elements outside the project. Complexity as a characteristic or property of a project is typically defined as containing many parts, containing multiple parts, several connections between the parts, dynamic interactions between the parts, and exhibiting behavior produced because of those interactions beyond a simple sum of the parts. We call this emergent behavior. Emergent behavior is the occurrence where larger entities arise through interactions among smaller or simpler entities, such that the larger entities exhibit properties the smaller or simpler entities do not exhibit. In conclusion, examining these variables that appear to make the projects complex should help the project manager account for relevant sources of complexity when planning the project to ensure integration. In other words, the project manager should ask these questions: what is the system behavior? What is the human behavior? What are the ambiguous elements, if any, on this project?